Well, I think there are a few important matches to talk about and a few
Kick
not
us
so
off.
important matches to talk about.
Kick us off with which ones you want to talk about. I say we do today's first. That's what we normally
talk
do.
Optic in general first.
Yeah, let's just talk about today's match. They play against Toronto. Riley, if you could pull those stats up. I do have a couple clips that I want to go over from that match. Hopefully they don't reset. Sometimes when the VOD gets published, they reset. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But yeah, I mean, overall, just a sloppy series again from the boys. We get 3-0'd by Ultra. And, I mean, a couple things stick out to me whenever I first look at this. And the first one of that being is Subbase. We have an 11-1 record on the map. It's our best hard point. It's probably our best map and mode statistically. And Toronto comes out, hot start, punches us in the mouth. We're down like 80 or 90 to 0 before the series really even begins.
I mean, the entire split was obviously just polar opposite. I mean, coming off a Major 3 victory, I don't think anybody would have anticipated that Optic would be going into the Major, the last seed, number 12. Starting in loser's bracket, Search and Destroy has been pathetic. I mean, there's no cohesion. There's no clutching. The post plants are going wrong. Like,
I got some clips to go over about the Search today.
We have post plant setups, and then everyone drops, or someone overchows, or whatever. Someone challenges a second before. We have a bait and switch opportunity, and we somehow don't get the kill, and they get a kill on us. Everything looks sloppy, but I do think it all stems from Search. Like, as much as I hate to see us losing respawns, you cannot be on an 11-game Search losing streak. Is it 10? 10. A 10-game Search.
It would have been
streak.
11 if we went to a game 5 and lost that. But yeah, I mean, it's not good enough. And the thing that worries me now, I mean, obviously you guys can see the stats. Kenny has a tough series today with a .64. Yesterday, Pred had a tough series. It's just, it feels like now what worries me a little bit is that obviously the pinpoint of where the issue stemmed from was Search, right? It was Search and Destroy. Now it feels like it's starting to leak over into some of the other game modes where we're starting to lose confidence and not play like ourselves in those game modes. We saw a glimmer of hope during the Control today on High Rise where the guns started to get hot. Pred started to shoot really well. Dashy started shooting well. I think Dashy goes on a 10 streak. But yeah, it's just that glimmer of hope was too late. And it just scares me because, again, now we're going into the Major. Today was a big bounce back series for us. We lose to Boston yesterday, solidify ourselves in losers. Now we have a chance to beat a top team in Toronto, and we get 3-0'd. It just worries me about the team morale, confidence going into the Major.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we also look slower than we did before.
100%.
Like, I feel like every team is so much quicker. Like, the decision-making, the cohesion, the team chows, it just looks like we're like a step back. Like, we're like a second behind in every play we're making. It's a lot of individuals. It's just like, it's not up in your face. It's not like action-packed. It's not like what it was.
Yeah.
The pacing just seems off. I'm not sure if it was because the MCW gets buffed, play styles change with 3 trophies. Obviously, like, the game changed in these little ways that could technically change teams' play styles, but it looks like ours is pretty drastic.
Yeah. No,
like, I feel like
100%.
Pred and Shotzi have been playing at a different pace.
Yep.
And I think even Ken and Brandon been like a different pace as well. It's just like it's weird. It's hard to actually pinpoint it, but it just looks off. Like, you can just tell.
There's a lot of hesitation. There's a lot of hesitation right now, and usually what that stems from is a lack of trust within the team. Like, if somebody's calming something and you don't fully trust everything that they're saying, sometimes you'll hesitate. And even those little hesitations sometimes can throw off the timings. I saw an example of it today in the first round of the Search. It just looks sloppy. It looks like we're not coordinated. It looks like I said, there's a lack of trust in the communication right now. And a 10-game win streak, I mean, I think it goes without saying that there's a lack of trust in the comms right now. And whoever's calling the strats, I'm sure it's Ant. Ant usually calls strats. He's probably calming stuff, and someone will make the play a little bit different or take a timing differently, and that can throw. There's so many things right now, and you can just clearly tell it's evident that the team has some confidence struggles and trust issues right now in the team, which is crazy. Again, a lot of people have been like, how the f does this happen? We just won a Major. Now we're on a 10-game Search losing streak, and we're 1-6. I mean, we've lost to basically everyone this split. We won our first match of the split. I forget who it was against. Miami, and then we've lost 6 straight. It's crazy, but let's take a look at some of these clips. You don't have my laptop? Yeah, that's plugged in, right?
I just think we need to show, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think when I watch at least the way I personally feel, and I could be spewing out of my ass, I feel like we are very reliant on Shotzi to make plays, and when he's not making plays, we're like in quicksand.
Yeah.
Like it feels like Ant is like the only like facilitator when it comes to like starting a play or getting that 2-piece for them to us to advance in the map. And then when he's like not there, it just seems stagnant.
No, I agree. And teams, whenever they're game planning for us, whenever they're looking at that, I mean they're ISOing him. They're waiting for him in search and destroy. They're waiting for him to make a play. Today we're gonna go through these clips again, like I was saying, but there's a couple times where we're just throwing a smoke at these cuts on 6-star search and trying to 3-run through it. And we did it 2 times. And it's just not good enough. Teams are gonna read that. Teams are gonna start catching on. And you could clearly see it. I mean, we can't retake a bomb site right now. We are getting absolutely slammed. Riley, bring it to me whenever you're ready on the retakes. I mean, first and foremost, we're going to take a look at the propane clip. A lot of people were saying excuses, stop making excuses.
I mean, now this is but like
I tried to word it in a way where there was no way people could say that we were making excuses for the team. It's happened to everybody.
That's
been happening to everybody.
Yes. It happened to FaZe and it was against them. It was against us. That does not mean that we should be losing series the way we are. I mean, it's
and here it is.
Saying.
So you guys can tell me, chat, if you guys think that this is a game-altering play with the propane. AG is pushed out into their right windows, spawn killing. He gets spotted, but then propane on a 5 streak, boom, blown to smithereens. And we end up going on to lose this round with a 6 live advantage. I mean, if AG is in that position, you got to think that we're probably going to close this round out. Because he dies, they then have us cornered on the point. They get 2 free kills off the point. Everything just falls apart after the propane. And again, not an excuse. It's been happening to everybody, but a little bit of unluckiness there for us because I do think we close this map at the very least if that propane doesn't happen.
I mean, that I agree with. I do think we didn't show up maps 1 and 2 at all, so it just makes it seem like we're trying to make excuses when I promise you no one is. Like maps 1 and 2, we were severely outplayed, especially in search. Like you'll bring up some of these plays, but
yeah, you can bring it back to me.
I mean, I said it earlier in the watch party. It's like it's not proactive anymore. It's very reactionary. It's like we let them get the bomb down, and our play is just to smoke cuts and run through it and hope that Shotzi get the 2-piece.
So like
and
right
then
here,
even when Shotzi does get through, I'm not sure if we're gonna watch it. So Shotzi, I'm not sure. Do you have the clip where we're laying down next to the fountain?
Yep.
You have that? Okay. Well,
yeah.
So we'll wait to talk about it. Well, go ahead. This
okay.
Is Insight's 2-piece?
Yeah. No, this is the very first round. So you guys can look at the mini map. We got solo, ISO'd, completely ISO'd, number 5 on the mini map. Got him ISO'd. We're gonna hit him with a stun right here, but this is where I'm talking about that hesitation. See, stun, jump chow from Bruce, and then just I don't know what happens there. He's 45 health. We jump the corner and he gets a kill. It completely swings the tide of the round because now they have all the info in the world, and we got to come out on top with a kill there and
but
no
even
trade.
this, like, okay, go back because I'm gonna start being a little nitpicky here. So I just said I think Shotzi is like our only facilitator and playmaker right now. He should still be waiting right here. Like he goes through first and he's able to get 1, but like just based on the timing, like if they were together, Brandon would have instantly got that trade, and that could have been a different fight before he even got weak.
Yeah, and now so Bruce like, is one shot. Toby's just gonna run him down.
It might fly under the radar, but even then, like right there, Ant needs to play a second slower, wait for Shotzi, then they both push through together. Like the timing is just a little off.
Yeah, no, I agree. Right there. I mean, that's the first example of it. I mean, I have another one right here. It was unmuted. And here's another example right here. Riley, come to me whenever you can. Taking a look at this search round again. This is what we kept trying to do. Kept trying to just run through these smokes.
No, but this one's crazy.
This is the snap round.
Right here. Pause this, please. Okay. One of 2 things needs to happen right here. Either they double chow this guy together instantly when they know where he is.
Yep.
Or the 2 players behind Ant, both ARs, Kenny and Dashy, they say Ant hop the bomb, and they both pick an angle and watch it like this, and they get a free defuse. Or at the very least, even if comes and kills Shotzi, it's a 2v1, and they force Insight out of position, and they force him to push bomb. Instead, there was no cohesion at all, and watch how it plays out.
I mean, yeah, this is just a very tough round because should be dead. Like, should be so here, it's unbelievable. He's laying down statue with a pistol, and Jamie doesn't even have over him. We're just a second too late again, and Jamie gets a free 2-piece basically off of the kill that he gets because now Kenny and Brandon are pushing up and they're taking solo chows on Insight top window. He's just got a pre-aim, so that's another another mishap, another miscue. And then here, again, another example of how we're trying to retake. Rally, bring it back. It's just tough. I mean, look at this. It's a smoke down mid-steps. Kleenex makes an amazing play. I mean, I want to give credit to Kleenex here. This is a great play. This Semtex right here.
That was gorgeous.
Oh, it's gorgeous. He backs up, throws the semi, gets us to hesitate a little bit, and now everything is just off. And I also want to highlight number 5, Scrap. They hit us with a little wrinkle here. Look at number 5 on the mini. We're 3 running through a smoke, pinches through middle. It's just textbook search and destroy, and we're not ready for it. It's just every round. I mean, you can point out, some of the problems that we're having in these retake scenarios. Every 4v4 retake on 6-star, and it is only on 6-star for a majority of these.
I mean, to be fair, at that point, your options are limited. Like, I do think once the bomb is already down, like smoke retake through mid is kind of like one of the few plays. But it just feels like if you look back at the major, like we're more proactive on the map. We're getting more map control. We're taking more space. Like, I feel like the prior version of our team that was playing confident right there would play for info and send 2 of our subs through like mid and start pinching and like start making plays in the map instead of defaulting to a smoke retake no matter the site every single time the bomb goes down. But it's all very nitpicky. I think everything's not going our way. Like, there was a time where we got the bomb down on the statue bomb site. We have a full setup. Kenny dies in the pinch without making anybody weak.
Yep.
Immediately that forces players out of position. Dashy needs to back up now. There's 2 people hitting that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that was the second round. If you want me to go try and find it for you, I mean, we could break down this whole search map if we wanted.
We can. It just, I'm like, I don't want this to get misconstrued because, of course, we have to talk negatively because we're seeing a lot of negatives. This team obviously has all the potential in the world to go out to the major and make a run. But right now, it is very, very just sloppy and, like, honestly confusing.
Yeah, hold on.
I don't really get it.
All right, Riley, if you want to bring it back to me, this is the round that Zinni was talking about. It's the second round of the game. I mean, you see our post plant. We got a 4v4 post plant. This
should be a round win.
Yeah, this is exactly what we want right here.
Right here, honestly, Kenny has 2 options. He either needs to make the kill or he needs to throw shoulders and play for info, and that way he can just flood bomb site, and then he'll have info, 1 or 2 pinching, whatever it may be. Instead, he dies, he's out of position. Now we lose numbers, we get pinched out. It just all falls apart.
I mean, we can even go forward to the next round. I'm pretty sure the next round is another retake that we try to do. I mean, dude, I'm telling you, we could go through this whole map. Round number 3 right here. Boom. Bomb's going down at A. And it's another example of just a smoke and 3 hit through it, and it doesn't go our way. We're down 3-0 at this point. And this is look at how Toronto's playing it. It's just free. They're just playing off angles, looking one side, and ISO in the gunfights with team shots on it. I mean, against a team like Toronto, that's not going to work. It's just they're going to be too prepared. They're watching VOD. It's just not going to work.
I mean, you got to highlight Toronto as well because I think Toronto right now might be my favorite to win the major. I mean, right now, I think the favorites to win are probably Toronto or FaZe.
Oh,
so
yeah,
of course
100%.
you have to highlight Toronto. Like, I don't want us harping on our negatives to like take away from how good Toronto's been playing because I do think Toronto's looked incredibly good. But I think of like our Boston loss, and I'm just like, dude, how was that happening? Like, Boston have not won a series since March. We're defending champions, and we go out and lose to Boston, which we see Boston get steamrolled today by Carolina. So it's like something looks off. I do think it's all like a mental thing.
100%. It's a case of the yips. Now it's
not exactly. It's not a player capability issue. It's not a talent issue. It's not a teamwork issue. I guess you can technically refer to it as a teamwork issue, but I think it all comes down to currently the team confidence. Like, it just, when you're not winning, you start hesitating more and you start overthinking more, and then you get worse because your timings are off, because even a millisecond or 2 in Call of Duty fucks up the entire team. So it's going to take that one match, and it's going to have to be at the major versus either Miami or Thieves.
It's that boy Pa. What's up,
good,
Jay? Yo, Jay, we love your casting on there, man. Oh man, we fucking love it. Whenever you hit him with yo, you have Money Mark crying every time. But yeah, it's got to be better. They're gonna go back to the drawing board. I think it's Call of Duty's always been said it's a 90% a mental game. And whenever you're in your head in Call of Duty, again, those split seconds of hesitation, Call of Duty comes down to milliseconds. I mean, seriously, milliseconds. So whenever you're just a little bit off or you're not taking gunfights as confidently as you always can, it can the whole system.
Yep.
And that's why it's very hard to stay on top in COD because, again, these little things can add up, and you just see a team win a major and then go 1-6. It blows my mind. I don't understand it. I don't know what to pinpoint it on, but I have confidence in the boys. They have all the talent in the world. They just got to put the pieces together and pick up the pieces because the pieces fell the out.
Yep. And then we could talk about some other teams now. I mean, the most recent series we just watched, Thieves versus New York, was huge. I mean, Thieves go down 2-0 in the series and come back and win 3-2.
Yeah.
And that's heartbreaking for Carolina and amazing for LAG because LAG now gets in the winner's bracket. Carolina would have gotten to the winner's bracket if New York won it. So now Carolina starting in losers.